This is Comic Picks by the Glick.
Hey, I'm your host, Jason Glick.
How you doing, Jason Glick?
I'm doing good, John. And yourself?
Oh, not bad. What do you have on tap for us tonight?
All right. Well, as promised this time, it's all about the War of the Realms. Because, wow, I've been waiting a good long while for this because I've been reading Jason Aaron's Thor for several years now. And basically, after around Volume 3, which is when Malekith entered the picture. He's been building to this particular story. I mean, and I gotta admit, I like when it comes to big Marvel events. I like the ones that kind of spin up organically out of stuff that's been going on in the Marvel universe itself. I mean, yeah, it's stuff. I mean, Avengers vs. X-Men. It's that had lots of build up to it. It's Jonathan Hickman's Secret Wars had was basically the culmination of his whole Avengers run. It's and Aaron even during when Secret Wars was being built up to was ongoing. It's he was still throwing out all the stuff for War of the Realms as well, because it's all about Malekith. Prior to this just being kind of a third rate Thor villain, the guy who was introduced during Walt Simonson's Thor run, and yeah, he had his big hey, John.
Yes.
I don't think you hit your. If you're just so you know, you're still. I can still hear your seat creaking and whatnot. So if you were planning to hit, I don't know if you intended to hit your put your mic on mute.
Oh no, it was that was it. So yeah, continue.
Okay, just making sure. Okay, so but Malekith, after his big moment in the sun for Walt Simonson's run, it's just been kind of like a kind of a joke ever since then. And Aaron apparently saw this and realized, well, it's hey, maybe I can do something with that here. And the fact that I'm doing this, I had to do a Malekith storyline, just in time for Thor: The Dark World when it came out. Well, maybe it's that's just happy synchronicity. As far as that goes. Now, while I'm all for reinvigorating villains, show you to show you that hey, there are no bad characters, only bad writers. Problem I had with Malekith's build up to this point has been that he's been the kind of guy who's been succeeding at everything he's done. It's aside from just getting one over on Thor in his initial arc, to just having everything for the War of the Realms just fall neatly into place up to this point. And that's been honestly really kind of annoying, to the point where now that we've got the War of the Realms itself, I just want to see Thor put a hammer right in Malekith's smug, stupid face. It's by the end of it, and that's kind of all that's really the most I want out of this thing. So, did that happen? Pretty much yes. So, the War of the Realms is basically just 6 issues of Thor and the rest of the Marvel heroes just kind of fighting against Malekith and all of his character, all of his crew, and because because as the series opens, Malekith has gone and taken out all the other 9 realms that comprise the world. It's the world we know of, and in Asgardian lore, with that 10th realm, heaven, being a special donation courtesy of Neil Gaiman by way of Todd McFarlane. So, but the final realm was always going to be on Midgard, because hey, that's where all the heroes reside, and that the first issue just explodes with lots of. It's with Malekith bringing his armies to New York to take everyone out, and you've got you've got Punisher trying to shoot down frost giants, Daredevil taking on dark elves. It's Spider-Man taking on the Queen of Cinders, Iron Man flirting with the Angels of Heaven. And it's like and just that it's that kind of like fantasy. It's like that kind of fantasy craziness, like that fuels the fuels the series. It's like and of course, and then there's also this bit at the beginning where it's like where it looks like Odin's being taken off the board, and it looks like like Thor is being lied to by Loki for one last time, only not quite. Which I got a nice bit of misdirection on Aaron's part right there. But it's all, but it's like the series just is like for the majority of its run is just kind of like a big fantasy superhero epic. It's like and Aaron kind of thrives on on this kind of stuff. He's the kind of guy who's this fantasy all this fantasy stuff colliding with the Marvel universe. It's like he has no problem with this kind of stuff. He'll just like he's perfectly fine with tossing off just this random craziness. It's like like Thor's dog fight just like fighting alongside Captain America, the Punisher, bringing a never-ending stream of cold iron against, which is the Dark Elves one weakness, and also just having him catch up briefly with the with Wolverine, who's back from the dead. It's like and of course Roxxon CEO Dario Alger. It's like utilizing his the resources of of Roxxon to take everyone off the grid right here. Now on one hand, this is kind of like effortless craziness that Aaron has works pretty well for the majority of the run. But the biggest problem I had with the War of the Realms is that it kind of feels like Aaron is kind of like telling us a lot about what's going on rather than showing us. I mean, to be honest, there's lots of good craziness right here. Like I'm looking at the scene of of Odin descending onto New York with all the Valkyries in tow, and and there's lots of great visual spectacle to be had here, but it feels like this is one of those stories where it's like the main event is just kind of the barest spine of the story being told here. And of course, there are lots of tie-in stories to this. In fact, the collected edition here I've got basically had are basically advertising tie-in volumes to Journey into Mystery, The Punisher, Uncanny X-Men, Spider-Man, Daredevil, New Agents of Atlas, and Strike Force, which I'll be getting to in a bit. But it feels like there's but it doesn't really have the feel of a series where it's you're just getting the barest minimum of the story here, and that barest minimum does have a lot of fun character to it, but in the end, it's I'm kind of reminded of other Marvel events like Infinity, where Jonathan Hickman had not just the 6-issue spine of the series, but he also told the story in the pages of New Avengers and and regular Avengers as well. So he had basically 18 issues to and more than 18 issues really to tell to tell this story. And it was all the better for it. Same with Secret Wars, where he had 9 issues, a couple of them extra sized. And War of the Realms does really kind of feels earlier Spider-Geddon, where it's you've just got the main story here, and then there's lots of other stuff that's happening on the side here. Now it's the story perfectly, you can perfectly follow it along as it happens, and there's good stuff in here as is, because this is basically the next volume of Jason Aaron's run on Thor. It may not have a number on its spine, but this is really after you've read the first 2 volumes of his latest relaunch, this comes next, absolutely. And then alongside that, but you've got lots of good stuff in there, the Jennifer Walters Hulk rallying the dwarves with her big war, dwarves follow Hulk, dwarves smash speech, which is just gloriously dumb. It's like Spider-Man becoming like like the leader for the Spiders of Hell, Venom um like becoming part of Malekith's sword, because that actually kind of ties in with what Donny Cates has been doing in his own Venom series, which is like kind of like the kind of like interconnected continuity that I like to see in the it's like in my Marvel series. Oh, and Odin even gets his own Asgardian brand Iron Man armor at one point as well. It's like, but the real fun stuff doesn't happen until the very end, when Aaron delivers on some stuff that we've been waiting to see for a very long time in his Thor run. I won't say what it is, but as far as stuff, if you can think about stuff that you've wanted to see in his Thor run for a while now, it's like I can guarantee you that's where it happens here. In fact, like the final issue is a big wet kiss of fan service. Like I'm bringing in stuff that's been going back to his god God Butcher run in the original two issues. It's like Jane. Jane Foster as Thor, and Malekith's Last Stand, which it's like, even if I kind of wanted to see him struggle more, that bit where you finally see his confidence break, I will kind of say that that's enough for me. And even in the final moments, which portend a big status change, which I think, okay, this clearly isn't going to last through. Like, maybe it'll last through the next writer, maybe the writer after that at best. But it's like, but it's good stuff at the end. It's like, it may not have the kind of depth that I would have wanted, like for a big event. Like, maybe I need to read more tie-ins than I did. But but War of the Realms is like, if you've been reading Aaron's run on Thor, and really, why haven't you? It's been great. So yeah, it's like you definitely need to pick this up. And as far as Marvel events go, it's definitely one of the better ones. And if, like I said, not just because of the story, but also because of the utterly spectacular art from Russell Dowderman, who just consistently knocked it out of the park whenever he did an issue with Aaron on his throughout his run with Jane Foster's tenure as Thor. And to have him come back here and just deliver all this craziness, it's like he just shows you, hey, this is how you do big epic superhero stuff. Like, he's a guy who when he teamed with Aaron for the Asgard Shi'ar War, and actually had the epic sensibilities to know how to pitch that kind of story and have it feel like a war. It's like in the pages of the ongoing Thor series. Then yeah, it's like, here's a guy who can really deliver on making a series called The War of the Realms look as epic as it is. So yeah, it's like, it may not be perfect, but it was still entertaining as it is, and worth buying. Absolutely worth buying if you've been following Aaron's Thor to this point, and I guess, and if also if you're following the overall narrative of the Marvel universe as well. But as far as stuff that comes in to flesh out the overall story, I kind of figured that the most prominent of these stories would be War of the Realms Strike Force, which is basically a series of 3 not interconnected one-shots that are meant to take place after the first half of the War of the Realms. They basically follow the likes of Freya's strike team, which is made up of Punisher, Ghost Rider, Blade, and Hulk, as they try to take the Black Bifrost, or not really, because as Brian Hill and Leinil Yu put it, their issue is basically all about that team coming together as a team before they can take the Black Bifrost. Then you've also got Tom Taylor and Jorge Molina's issue where they got Captain America leading a team of Wolverine, Iron Fist, Luke Cage, and in Spider-Man, as they go to Jotunheim to try and get Thor out of there. And then there's Dennis Hallum and Kim Jacinto's story about the War Avengers, which has Captain Marvel, Venom, it's like Deadpool, and it's like Weapon H, like trying to take the fight to Malekith himself. These these three issues are perfectly fine. They don't quite mesh as well as I would have hoped in terms of like fleshing out the overall story. Probably because hey, it's not Jason Aaron writing them. It's just like these three other guys who were basically told about a beat in the story that Aaron had planned and couldn't elaborate on, so they were left to do it themselves. As far as things go, um, Tom Taylor's bit with Captain America's team is the best, if only because the stuff involving Spider-Man is great. How because like because while the team because this is a group where it's like where Spider-Man just winds up getting a shield instead of an actual mystical weapon, and Wolverine slams a helmet on him, saying like, "Hey, it's magic helm. Go ahead and have fun with it." And but then only to find out later that Wolverine says, "Oh, I just grabbed the dumbest thing that I saw there and just put it on your head." Only to find out later that it's a helmet that allows him to talk to their flying war horses, which leads to the best scene out of all of these one shots, where Spider-Man is talking to the horse and having a really meaningful conversation with it about what it means to be a warrior. And as the scene cuts away from this to show you what everyone else sees as they're watching Spider-Man talk to the horse, all they see is Spider-Man going, "Nay, nay, nay, nay." It's great. So so yeah, that is the best. That is the best of them. The other two issues are fine. I mean, I like seeing Deadpool yuck it up in the midst of all this craziness. It kind of feels like he should have had a much bigger role. In this thing. And as far as the the other issue where it's like you have Freya, who is apparently got heard from Captain America that hey, if you want to lead a bunch of crazies on a near suicide mission, then hey, Frank Castle is the guy you want to ask about that. So those are fine. I mean, I love Lineal Yu, but he doesn't get the chance to just go completely over the top as he does in his best work here. It's a more character driven story, and it's fine for what it is. But but I guess I kind of wanted more over the topness rather than subtlety, for lack of a better term. So it's like you don't. So I mean, yeah, War of the Realms Strike Force is the one tie-in that I did buy. I'll definitely get the Thor tie-in issues, but those are coming in their own volume. It's like at a later date. So I'll be writing my thoughts on them on their own time, and those are probably going to be much more critical to the overall story because Aaron wrote them himself. In fact, hey, maybe they could have decided to go ahead and put these in the in the main story in the main volume as well. Couldn't have hurt, at least. But still, yeah, it's like I enjoyed the War of the Realms. It wasn't quite as good as I was hoping, but overall, solid 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10. Absolutely worth picking up for fans of Thor, fans of Aaron's run on Thor, and anyone who's been following the major events of the Marvel universe. So there you go. John, it's like any thoughts about all this from your end of things?
Not really. Although it sounds pretty interesting.
I'm glad you think so.
Yes. So you know what you're going to talk about next time.
Yeah, next time. Well, The Walking Dead may have wrapped up, but hey, another series that Robert Kirkman got started is also wrapping up this year. It's called Thief of Thieves, and it's wrapping up with a writer who had nothing to do with his whole writer room approach. But hey, we'll see if that turns out to be a good thing for the end of the series. And hey, maybe if we're extremely lucky, maybe I'll get my sister to offer her thoughts about this, but probably not.
All right. Well, we'll catch you next time on Comic Picks by the Glick.
Laters.